He's over in that one building over there by that one side of the map by that one thing. What? Dude, I was on a 24 kill streak. Why didn't you call him out? I did, man. I just didn't know what to call that building. I hope you guys like that little intro, but I'm here to fix that problem. This video, it's not a gameplay, it's going over all the callouts and all the new maps on Modern Warfare 2, maybe to make it a little easier for you guys to make the callouts you need to help your team win. So here we go, we're starting with the first map, which is Bailout. And right here, as you can see, this is parking lot. It's a giant parking lot with all kinds of cars in it, so that's an easy call out. A lot of people like to camp over here, so you can call that bike racks if you want. Now as we move into this building over here, this is going to be called gym. As you can see, it's got a weight bell, barbell, whatever, treadmills downstairs and upstairs. So this is gym. We're going through Orange Hallway right now, and Orange Hallway is going to lead to B-Dom. A lot of people like to call this courtyard, but if you've played this map at all, I'm sure you know in domination, B is right here. So B-Dom is just an easy way to call this out. So go ahead and run with that. Not too many people camp up here, but if they are, you can just call this bedroom. Now this area here, you can call it one of two things. You can either call it game room or you can call it skylight. I like to call it skylight because it's a little easier to say to me, but really it's just personal preference, so let's move on. Here, this is the post office because as you can see, there are a ton of P.O. boxes all over. So post office and you're good there. This next area is pretty easy. It's called pool because there's a big old pool in the middle of it. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. This building here, this is called red building because as you can see on the outside it's red, and as we move on the inside it's red. So this is red. Now let's move across. This is called bridge. It's pretty much the only bridge in the map, so if you call it bridge, people are going to know what you're talking about. So go ahead and do that. This building here, as you can see, it's blue all over the outside, so this is blue building. Now here, I believe this is the last call out. This is just mid-map, and I like to call it mid-parachute or parachute street. This is a big central part of the map, and you got to know what you're talking about here, so just call it parachute for the big parachute lane down the middle. And on to the next map. Alright, here we go on our good old friend from Call of Duty 4. The next map is Crash. Not a lot has changed from the callouts in Call of Duty 4, but I'll just go ahead and tell you all of them anyway. Alright, so we're starting off here in the back alley right in front of us. This building is called Garage because it's a garage with a car in it. This building here is Hotel, so you can call it Bottom and Top Hotel. Now as we run down the street, this building is blue. It was pretty blue in COD 4, but now in Modern Warfare 2, you can see it is just dazzled in blue. Alright, so here, this is the 3-story, first story, second story, third story. Wow, 3-story, what am I? Alright, anyway, generators, broken helicopter. This area here, if anyone's ever camping, is storage. And right here is dumpster head glitch, I'm sorry. Pretty much this whole area you could call dumpster. As we move back here, this building back here in COD 4 was not called plants, but I'm going to call it plants in this map because as you can see, there are a ton of plants in here now. And that's just a fitting call out for it. Now here, this is called the grassy knoll or just the knoll. Some snipers like to sit here, you know, whatever. So you can go ahead and call that the knoll. Up here, this is called top sandbags because of all the sandbags, and it's up top. Alright, now we're moving into the fish market. I don't know why it's called the fish market. It just always has been. I guess lights would be more fitting, but I would say just go ahead and go with fish market because that's what people from Call of Duty 4 are going to know you're talking about. This here is side street, and for those of you who watched my other video, this is proof you can't jump over the wall. There you go. I hate this stupid thing. Anyway, last couple callouts. This is mid street right here. This is purple arches, and this is stone arches. And that's it for this map, so let's move on. On to another old friend of mine, Overgrown. I absolutely love this map, and it's probably one of my favorite maps of all time on Call of Duty.
Free-for-all.
So, as we spawn here in free-for-all, we're going to spawn inside the barn. So this is top barn, down there's bottom barn, and this is the hayfield. Now let's move left across the map. This is boxes. A lot of people tend to camp here, you know, they jump over here, whatever. So this is boxes. This back house over here, you won't find too many people camping here, but if you do, you can call it corner house. Now this here is the main street because it runs all the way down to the other side of the map to the gas station. This building to our right here is called Ruins because it's a big blown out wall. Or you could call it MG or machine gun building because of the machine gun there. This grassy tree area is called Forest. And this back area where there's a big hole in the wall is called Bunny Hole. This building is called Library because of all the books, so that's a pretty fitting name for it. Now as we move over here, I like to call this house Wooden Stairs because it's got wooden stairs leading down into the river there. And here's the gas station. Pretty obvious. Now here's a stone bridge. And this whole mid area you can call it river. It's pretty easy to say. And down there is a wooden bridge. Now this is the grassy knoll, just like Crash. A lot of snipers like to sit here, so grassy knoll or knoll fits it perfectly.
over here, I call this flat top because I don't know if you can anymore, but back in COD 4, people would always sit up on this roof, and it's a flat top on top of it. So flat top's there. This is shed because it's kind of beat down, kind of reminds me of a shed. And this is the infamous grandma's house. You can pretty much control the entire map from on top of it, so that's a central point in the map, very important to hold. Sorry for the little glitch there. This is mid hut, and this is mid alley or mid street, whatever you want to call it. Call this dumpster. You can say someone's going up on dumpster to go on top of grandma's house. And that's it for this map, so let's move on. Alright, here we go. We're starting it up on Salvage, and I must say this is the hardest map to make callouts for. A lot of stuff looks the exact same, and it's just tough, so do your best on this map. Callouts are a little more general. You can't really pinpoint the enemy, so just try to do your best. Now here, we're spawning, well right here, this, I like to call this red because on the inside it's all red. It's not really red on the outside, but if you call it red building or just building, people are going to know what you're talking about. It's pretty much the only house on the map, so people should know. And as we move back here through the back alley, I don't know what to call the alleys, guys. You can help me out on that one. Alright, this whole area here I like to call doghouse because there's a big old doghouse in the middle of it, so that's pretty easy. Now as we move through the middle, again, I do not know what to call all these alleys. Okay, this building here, these are the two big warehouses in the map. I like to call this one warehouse, but I like to call this one freezer. The reason for that is this one seems to be a little warmer. There's a little less snow, everything going on. So this just reminds me of a warehouse. This one reminds me more of a freezer, or you could call this one forklift since there's a forklift in it. So this is freezer, and then here's freezer windows and freezer stairs. So as we move down out of freezer, okay, this area over here, this is called cars because as you can see, it's all crushed up cars, and cars is a fitting call out. And here's pipes because it's big, giant concrete pipes, and that's really all I got for this map. Oh, except over here, the domination flag's right here. I just call this hill because there's a little bit of a hill here, and it's a really good head spot if you guys, where the enemy can't see your body at all, but you can totally see them. So if you kind of use this hill as cover, it's a really good tactic. But on to the next map. Alright, here we go. Free for all on Storm. Give you guys a Storm callouts. This is the last map. And I apologize if I'm talking a little fast. I just have to make the 10-minute YouTube timer. Yep, so that's basically it. I actually might have to speed this video up a little bit to make it. So, as we spawn, this up here is a spawn for most maps when you spawn up on this hill, and I just ask, please don't be one of the faggots that doesn't leave that spot the whole entire game. But if you want to call this spot out, you can call it railroad track, so you can kill those guys that are queer bags that sit up there. Now here, this is just containers, because as you can see, they're large shipping containers. So containers works well for that. And this area here is U-Haul, because it's got a big old U-Haul truck there. This building here is called tiles because of all the tiles on the floor. As we move through tiles, we're going to get into HQ or Intel. Call this HQ or Intel because there's a computer, a TV, laptop, radio, everything going on here. So this big area here is just the main warehouse, and here's green crates or just crates. I recommend saying green crates because crates people might get mixed up with the containers that I just showed you. And over here this is generators because you can see they're huge yellow generators. Now as we move through the warehouse, we're going to go up into yellow. As you can see on the outside the walls are yellow, and on the inside the walls are yellow. So this up here is top yellow, and this down here is bottom yellow. As we move through this window, we're going to be up on catwalk. It's just a metal walkway through the middle of the map. You can see a lot from here, but a lot of people can see you, so I would say it's not a very good spot to be in. Now as we move over to the left, I call this alley skylights because it's not really skylights, but it kind of reminds me of skylights. Let me know what you think about that. And this back here, I call it supercomputer because this kind of reminds me of a computer in some way, shape, or form. You could call it control panel if you wanted. Now this blue building here, I guess it's blue, kind of bluish white. I call it kitchen because it's got the black and white tile like a kitchen, and then it's got the kitchen back here. So this building's kitchen. Here's parking lot, and we're gonna move into mannequins now. And I must tell you, these mannequins freak me out. Give me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know, I just don't like them. Okay, so now we're gonna move down, and this down here is gonna be mannequin courtyard, and over to our left is gonna be bulldozer or construction, whatever you want to call it. Pretty obvious there. And here I like to call this building brick because it's just a big old brick building on the inside and out. And here's top brick. So call it brick and you should be good. But there you go, guys. You got the callouts and all the new maps on Modern Warfare 2. The one thing I ask you to do is to memorize these. I get tons of messages asking how can I better myself at Call of Duty, blah, blah, blah. Some of it's skill, some of it's strategy, but a lot of it is communication. So put these new callouts to work, and I guarantee you, you and your team will be better. Thank you, guys. I'm out.